button and things are happening. And we might be live right now, which maybe should be embarrassing to me, and it's not. All right. And we're live. Keith?
Hi, welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
We're here with Myka Fox. Myka, hello.
Yo, I'm excited to be here.
It's exciting to see you. First, let me start by saying this. Yesterday, we had David Rex we were talking to. He was a Kickstarter supporter from last year. He was hanging out with us. We were talking for an hour. I thought we'd thank him for his support. He was thanking us and going down some memory lane thing of 2 decades of Keith and the Girl. It could have been the greatest day of my life, Chemda.
I didn't... you sit there, he's showing us memorabilia for literally an hour, and I'm like, I didn't know I made enough memorabilia for an hour, and I was going to cry, but I was like, shouldn't I be more humble than this? We're on a call with like a fan that has 5 Keith and the Girl tattoos, 5 separate Keith and the Girl tattoos, including a handwritten l'chaim in Hebrew from me that he tricked me into writing and sending it in, and then he tattooed it in my handwriting, which I could actually recognize my handwriting in Hebrew. I mean,
he showed the tattoos, Keith and the Girl tattoos on his thighs. He took his pants down. We saw his prick. Excuse me, cock. This is David. He's got a cock. Anyway, this is very exciting. And yeah, almost tears to my eyes.
We did not see his penis. I know his wife listens. Hello,
oh, because I'm sitting there. I'm like, what would it say? Like
No.
Keith on the dick and the girl on each ball.
When he gets hard, it's the girl.
Tattoo idea. Free tattoo idea if anyone.
But
David Rex
sweet.
is in the chat right now.
Nice.
Don't forget your holiday cards this year too. I know he's not talking to us, but I've never seen anything like it, because he's like, this is the CD that I got, and it was the Christmas CD that I recorded. Myka's on it, and he's like,
that's right.
This is my right. We did a Christmas album together. Yeah, this is how I was yesterday. I was like, oh my God, I did that. Oh my God, I did that. And he has some of his albums. He's like, this is the one that's wrapped, because I have the one that I use that's open. Then he showed us his files. He shared the screen, and he had organized files of all the things that he downloaded, everything that we have ever offered, all the live episodes, things that we forgot we did. I mean,
when we
went on
at other shows, we went on a cruise.
On other shows. Oh my God. It was amazing. It was amazing.
It was very fun. Very exciting.
That's awesome.
Join us and hang out, by the way. The chat's tonight, keithandthegirl.com/chat. We show up around 8:30 Eastern time. And we play poker also, but feel free to yap around that, of course. The Keith and the Girl Poker Tournament is this Sunday, the 10th, 1 p.m. Eastern time. If you were ever a winner, you're going to play against the best of the best. Then that night is Silent Trailers, the final Silent Trailers. You know that. If you looked at our Kickstarter, keithandthegirl.com/kick. And then tonight, before tomorrow's show, I got to see the finale of Squid Game. God, the days are just packed.
Is that on your schedule? Because I think I saw you look on your schedule and it said Squid Game.
I'm looking at the calendar right now, the wall calendar. I love wall calendars. Are you team wall calendars, Myka? You have your life together.
I bought a whiteboard that sits above my desk, and right now it has everything I wrote on it January 1st of last year.
Okay.
So yeah, it turns out I have to donate some clothes. I actually, now that I'm looking at it, it says KATG, and it was not for this.
Right.
It
is.
Worked out. Then there's something I don't know. Yeah, I wrote Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, nothing underneath it. A corner that says work, totally empty. And then this, I think, actually the one that I think sells it is I have in big letters the word patience. So I think I achieved at least one of my goals.
But no patience to switch it to February. Do you know we need things to make our life easier? These whiteboards, I don't know if people find calendars pre-printed corny, but these whiteboards are work. You got to take a separate day just to renumber it all. God forbid you fuck up one number.
Well, also I'm going to lean over my desk to write notes to myself. The whole thing is preposterous. Never used it once. We just took Tim's down. He only liked it because it said subscribe in the background. So that way, when people watch Great Hang with Myka and Tim, they can be reminded to subscribe. So he's just looking at a thing that just says subscribe. He's going to join a cult probably.
I'm looking up calendars are so cheap too. They're like $5.
Because they're worthless. They should be, they should pay you to use them. This is a calendar. This is the only
phone.
calendar you need. Yes.
I was looking at calendars and I saw there's a James Webb Telescope calendar. I sent it to Craig. It just got to him.
Are you serious?
He better put it up. He loves space so much. He pretends.
Wait, you put something in and then it reminds you of it in 10,000 years.
right.
They're like, your note has just reached Mars.
Yeah, there's no way he's looking at that calendar, but he pretends he loves the James Webb Telescope. Still haven't gotten new information about this fucking thing.
You know what?
Pretends? You don't.
He doesn't like space. Some people lie about loving space.
You're out of your mind.
It's true.
You have Netflix as appointment TV, a thing you can literally stream whenever.
Because it makes sense.
You know what? Never tell Keith anything that you just even slightly enjoy, because he'll be like, you love it so much, marry it. And then that's your thing for the like Craig does so many other things. I mean, you can label him as so many things, but he loves space now, and that's all he loves, according to Keith. It's the most ridiculous thing. And let me tell Keith this so that he can maybe shift into starting to make fun of me for this. On Wednesday, there'll be a meteor shower that is going to be yes.
Oh God!
Apparently, it's going to be.
It'll be like nothing ever seen before. Right. It's a purple moon. That only comes once every 7 years. Oh, it's a blue moon. That's once every 6 years. Oh, Halley's Comet is only 7. Oh, this comet is 10. That means there's something every fucking day, and who gives a shit?
You are right about the moons. There's way too much chatter about the fucking moon.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Every time, oh, look at that. It's in the sky.
Yeah.
Again?
You're kidding me. Oh.
Incredible.
Well, this meteor shower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Apparently, I'm super excited. I don't even hardly know what a meteor shower is, but a friend of mine, actually someone we Carrie Gravenson, was like, "Hey, we're going upstate to get a better look at the meteor shower. It's going to be freezing. We're going to hike to a higher plane. Any interest?" And I'm like, "Interest? I'll drive us." So I'm driving upstate on Wednesday to go look at a meteor shower, and I'll report back as to what that even means. It's supposed to be so big that you could see it from New York City. Not us, though. We're going on a hike.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's why I can't use the company car, because of this bullshit. Okay. North Korea claims that it had put its first spy satellite into orbit. Analysts said if the spacecraft works, it could really improve North Korea's military capabilities, including enabling it to more accurately target opponents. Neither South Korea or the U.S. or Japan can confirm if the satellite made it into orbit. Why are we acting like we're going to figure out black holes? We don't know if a country put a satellite up or not.
I mean, that means they didn't, right?
I hope.
Like, I think they're kind of like, well, we can't confirm it, but if we say it's not up there and then it is, we look like assholes. But it's like, they didn't do it.
They don't want to embarrass him. I didn't notice it.
They just didn't fucking do it. But then again, I mean, we had that Chinese spy balloon in our atmosphere for how long without figuring it out? So, but they didn't.
I love the idea that they didn't do it. I love it. I love the idea that they're just like a person we're dating, and it's like, you didn't do your taxes, did you? No, totally. Go ask the accountant. He's on vacation right now, but he'll totally confirm.
They didn't do it. I don't think they did it.
I'm just thinking about this because I'm thinking about Craig. He's a big Kansas City Chiefs fan. Did you see a kid Deadspin rates about sports, and they put out an article saying, look at this kid that showed up on TV during a Chiefs game. And they showed the side of his face and looked like he was in blackface with a huge Indian headdress. And so, that starts making the rounds. Then people go, now look at a better view. It's you see the front of the kid's face. It's half black and half red, and not as offensive as you might be thinking.
Where are my glasses?
Because he's black.
He's not black. He's
red.
He's white, but now he's black face and red face. So that's not really black face. Now, when you're the parent and you're painting that face, does it even hit you though? Quite frankly, it is kind of blackface. Do you even wonder, or are you just poking like, you'll see, all the colors are there? I didn't know black was a Kansas City color, by the way. It's not on their logo. I think it's red, white, maybe gold. But I didn't know black's a major color that you put on your face. It's a little strange whether it's just the colors or not. The whole
I
thing's
don't know.
fucking weird.
I don't know. I get it. Yes, as I'm putting on the blackface, I feel like it's the same as for a while. People were putting on their blackface on like Instagram because there was a mask to clear your
the charcoal
face.
masks. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, what's all this blackface? And it was like,
Mhm.
no, I'm just taking care of my skin. And here we have a child who's half red face, half black face. I don't.
Wait, the article said he is Native. Is he a Native American?
The parents are saying he's part Native American with no explanation.
Which
can
part?
But who cares?
Right,
Somehow,
the
Yeah.
red part.
somehow can we go, let's just pass on this fucking shit. Let's give this. Oh no, we have to figure out if there's black in his history or Native American, and then we can be okay with it because then people won't think we're assholes. And I feel like we're just covering up for our own bullshit. I don't think anything happened. There, I said it.
Yeah, maybe nothing happened, but the family of the 9-year-old Kansas City Chiefs fan, who dead's been accused of being racist for wearing a Native American headdress and painting his face half black and half red, is threatening to sue the publisher and the reporter.
I'm not surprised.
What's the threat? Just do it. There's too many half measures here. Half blackface, half suing. You're whole a pussy. Get on it, bitch.
Ooh, I say you're all a ball sack. I think a ball sack is more sensitive. If we're talking sensitivity.
That's right. You're right.
They demand a retraction to the headline. The NFL needs to speak out against the Kansas City Chiefs fan in blackface, native headdress. That is the world we live in now. But we only read the headline, so you got to put it all in the. You got to put the whole fucking article in the headline. These articles, posts on X, and photos about Holden and his parents must be retracted immediately. It's not enough to quietly remove a tweet from X or disable the article from the Deadspin's website. You must publish your retractions with the same prominence and fanfare of which you defamed them.
I don't blame this guy. This is his child. Why is this such a story? You took a chance on putting this child in your thing, blah, blah, blah. Hold on. Ryan V. War paint is supposed to be upsetting. Lol. So points for his process and then thinking face. I honestly don't even know what that means.
Birdie says you're supposed to upset and poke, and that's what this violent face.
Oh
did.
my
It
God.
made
Yeah,
us
this-
think.
This 9-year-old's going to help them score a touchdown by painting his face half black. That's what that means.
Birdie is saying his being indigenous made wearing the headdress not racist. I think it was his grandpa's. Oh, good. Okay, everyone could sleep at night. He's got like, I don't know, a percentage of whatever the fuck, even though we're talking about what sport? Oh my God.
I would do my kid half red and half black, but I'd make him like, you got to keep looking around a lot fast.
you gotta owl your head up.
Right. Look to the left, look to the right. Why aren't you moving your head? The ball's going back and forth. Move your head a little bit. Let people know. You know. I heard this, that your boyfriend Tim.
Mine.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. You.
I don't think I've ever had a boyfriend named Tim, but.
Well, he's telling us like the other news stories. He's like, I heard North Korea. I heard about this thing.
Let's
I
talk
heard
about
your
Tim.
boyfriend Tim.
Let's go to page 6.
I'm just gonna say it's no big deal, but I think it's of note. You asked him to quit his job, which is ironic because you were begging him to get a job.
I know. I made him get the job.
Right. And because why? Why isn't he working anymore at the gutter bar?
He can't work at a bowling alley anymore because it's too dangerous for him. He was like injuring himself pretty much every time he was there. And the last straw was he electrocuted himself on like the pin resetter or whatever. And he comes home and he's like, I can't feel my hand. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, why not? And he's like, I electrocuted myself. I just start bawling. I'm like, this has to stop. Like you have like it turns out he was making $800 a month. I'm like, to fucking get electrocuted, I will pay you to stay home.
But he can, when the crowd is kind of empty, he can bowl for free, right?
Yeah, that you're right. That is so working on his bowling career. You're right. I'm forgetting about all the lost potential gains of a professional bowling career.
What's another accident that he got into? Like, what keeps happening?
He slipped on a pin that fell, and he injured his hip. He has like a giant like half moon scar. He must have fallen into something, some kind of pipe or something. It still hurts him. This was months ago. This was like in August or something.
Like in the back, he's fixing something in the back of the
Fixing something in the back.
lane.
He slipped on a pin. He just continues to work the rest of the day in crazy pain. Like he could barely like get in and out of the bed, but then go to work. He didn't go to the doctor because he's like all Midwest and he's not a pussy, you know, like he used to work for his dad, and like his dad slash himself open on stuff and they would just super glue his cuts closed.
Let me tell you something. For all those who watched Patrick Swayze get fucking stapled in that movie, that weird fucking movie. What movie is
Roadhouse.
that? Roadhouse. And he goes, I don't need any anesthetic. Pain don't hurt. And we're like, that's a man. Barf. Barf, barf. You know what's hard? Making a fucking doctor's appointment. It's fucking hard. You know what's hard? Going to the doctor. You know what's hard? Waiting in their waiting room and yet again filling out my name and my fucking address and my fucking cancer and my fucking mother's cancer and my fucking father's hand and my hand. And then they sit in front of you and they read it to you. And I'm like, why don't you fill it out? Why don't you fill it out with all the, you know what else is hard? Taking a half fucking day off of work because you got to go to the doctor. Then you know what's fun after that? Following up because you know they said, oh, you have to see this specialist because you're this age now and this is what happened to you. You know what's hard about that? Making yet another doctor's appointment. You know what's not hard? Going, I can deal with this. Because you know what's going to happen? You're not going to be able to walk and I'm going to have to walk for you. What else is going to happen? Your cancer is going to grow and then I'm going to have to wipe your fucking ass. You know what's easier than wiping your ass? Go to the doctor now. All this shit that people are like, I'm so strong because I'm not doing it the regular way. That's weak. That's weak. What's hard is doing the thing and then following up. I'm not talking to Tim, obviously, Myka.
No, you're right. The only reason you're not talking to Tim is because he knows that.
Everybody.
He's like, I don't want to go to a doctor.
Who wants to go to a doctor?
It's not that he's like, I'm too strong. He's like, oh, what a pain in the fucking ass. And he's right.
Agreed.
It is a pain in the ass.
1,000% agreed. It is the most pain in the ass thing that you can do. And now they know it's a pain in the ass. Now they go, by the way, you have to show up a half an hour early. I'm like, no, you do. Yeah. No, I don't. No, I go, you do. Okay, I'll see you there. Uh-huh. And then you'll make me wait a half an hour in the waiting room. I have gotten to doctors and I go, legitimately, how long is this wait? Because this means either I sit here and wait the real 10 minutes that you're going to tell me, or if I have a half an hour, I'm going to go get a coffee, live my life, and come back to yours. Thank you. Right. Now,
is Tim upset?
This sweetheart. But and one more thing, not to victim blame.
Here we go.
Can't hear you.
No. Well,
what?
Was he drinking?
No, he never drank like on the job, but one of his injuries was he would drink he drank for free there, like when he was done with his shift or whatever, and he would stay and drink and then still want to help. And I was like, you have to stop doing that. Because like once like he picked up a bunch of broken glass while he was drunk. And then instead of immediately throwing it out, started a conversation with someone. And now he has like this giant cut on his arm because he cut himself with glass. And I was like, so that's the other thing is he tries too hard. So like if he's at the bar, even if he's not working, he would still help. And I'm like, no.
Tell him every time he's helping them, he's not helping you. So his people pleasing should come to your side.
It's like, I know, right? But he's done pleasing me. I'm not a person.
Pay him $800 a month. See what happens.
Well, that's the thing is he glad? Is he upset about it? He's thrilled. Because he also has another job. He was working 80 hours a week and like barely making any money still. And like, he also produces our podcast, Great Hang with Myka and Tim. And, he does like and makes the videos and cuts all the clips. And it's like a lot of work. Wow. And he like legitimately was like almost never home. And when he was just like sucked into his computer trying to get shit going. And it was like, he needed
okay, that's a lot.
He needed the time off anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Is he upset he won't be able to go to the Christmas party? This is
Won't he
bad
know?
timing.
You want to know though, like, so he worked there for 9 months, and they're like, it's about long enough that you'll probably, as long as the bartenders are the same, you'll drink for free for the rest of your life. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's set up.
I'm reading this. 20% of office workers cheat on their spouses or loved ones at holiday office parties.
20%?
That's
Yeah.
so many. That
Wait,
seems high.
Of affairs, it's just 20% of all people.
Okay.
20% of all people that work in offices then have read those corny office parties.
I got
Oh
chills.
my God, that's so hot.
Wait,
I
hot
love
or
that.
high?
Hot. It's both. I'm shocked, but all perfect sense.
35% have been enticed to betray their partner at office Christmas parties. 20% admitted to hooking up with a party person.
That means
Why
it's
is it-
higher.
Right. Respondents didn't specify whether their illicit holiday party flings were sloppy hookups at off-site bars or in the office break rooms. Of those surveyed, 22% said they fooled around with somebody other than their partners because they liked the attention. 20% said they lacked trust in their significant other. I didn't trust my partner at home, so I'm fucking at the office party.
What is going on?
Boredom, Hemda.
Boredom, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Haven't you ever heard of getting bored with your fucking partner?
No, fuck boredom. Fuck fucking boredom. Boredom is a fucking thing that you have to eradicate in your life. I declare.
You declare it, so
You're
Yeah,
bored.
of course it's boredom.
Fuck you. Leave me. Leave me, please. You're bored.
You know that one person that at the office party that never had a party in their life, and they're, they're Xerox in their tits.
Oh my God, that's right. People don't always party. And here's a party. Holy shit. Or you only know one way to party. And here's a party. This is sad. That's my conclusion.
Anyway, enjoy your parties, everybody.
I know.
Well,
what do you say about this? Why do you bring this up? It's right. Can you just do it after the holiday party? What is wrong with you?
Can we get back to North Korea?
Seriously.
No, it makes perfect sense. You're around these people, you develop your little work crush, and then all of a sudden the liquor's flowing, and it's like kind of like a sweet opportunity. And it's like right before the New Year's, for the clean slate as soon as you're done. So you're like, oh, I just made one fuck up for 2023, and in 2024, it's back to my regular life.
That's how they came up with resolutions. Yeah.
No. Not that I've done that. I've actually never hooked up with someone I work with, but aside from comedians.
Well,
obviously.
They're not working.
Okay.
Right. Holy shit. This is like, why is this freaking me out?
It is a higher number than I thought it'd be.
It's a high number and it feels so casual. And these are not just people you see at a party. Tomorrow you go to work, right? Like,
yeah.
It's, I don't know. It's kind of like doing something with one of your wife's friends or something.
I bet people are doing that too.
Oh God, it's too close. It's too much. Ew. Oh God. And it's not, how sexy could it be too? It's probably just sloppy. There's no, which could be sexy. I get it. You know what? I'm judging too harsh. I'm judging too harsh on that part. Enjoy yourselves. Party. Fine. It's just, oh my God, your spouse.
No, it's pent up sexual. You're spending all this time with a person. You don't live with them. The person you complain about your husband or wife to, or, compare them to. Cause it's like, like you only see them at work when they're at their best. They're dressed nicely. They're on top of their shit. They're in a profession. They're not at home. You don't see how often they change their underwear or whether or not they leave soap on the shower wall, or if they shit their pants and then don't take a shower afterward.
Oh my God.
For instance.
For instance.
I didn't even think of that. They have to be best behavioring.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have alcohol. Why is this blowing my mind so much?
Because you've never worked in an office, Hemda. Listen.
Yeah.
She's like, you're like, what I was telling her today, I was like, I'm kind of keeping an eye on my emails because, my boss probably trying to get a hold of me. She's like, what? Why? I'm like, because it's 3 p.m. on a Wednesday.
I
Well,
mean, I don't know if you know this, but I'm at work too now. And when we get off, I will continue
Sure.
to be at work.
Sure. But this is a different. You're the boss.
Yes. Yeah. I really felt bad because I'm like, oh, I thought when people book the 3 p.m. because somebody like, excuse me, side conversation. Courtney McGinnis will come back and be like, hey, none of this works with my 9 to 5. And I'm like, okay, when a not 9 to 5 opens up, I'm gonna call you. So I have a short list of 9 to 5ers. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I
sorry.
guess she cares about her job a little more than me.
Oh, wait, she doesn't care about us then. Hold on a sec. Just kidding.
Good Morning America. Have you heard this? Good Morning America had two anchors. They happened to be married to different people. They started fucking in the office. And
Okay.
Good Morning America was like, well, we can't have that. It makes us look bad. How can you tell the news and not be faithful? So they got fired.
That's weird. Do you find that to be weird? I
I
think
think
that's
they should have
weird.
changed their name to Great Morning America.
Hello.
I think they wanted to fire them. You can just fire people because they're fucking. Everyone's fucking, apparently.
TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. So they, and then they're not shy. Once they got fired, there's pictures of them, fingers and assholes, all this fun stuff. Their significant others, they're now together fucking each other. Isn't that fun?
Let's go. A little swapsy doodle for the old GMA crew.
So it's got to
Hold
be
on.
like a
They were
revenge fuck, and then it's worked out. They've been fucking for like 6 months. Yeah, the other people who got cheated on came together over this affair, and now they're fucking.
Oh, this was an affair and they got fired.
The original people that I mentioned, they worked for Good Morning America. They were cheating on their spouses at home.
Okay.
Then now the spouses at home go, oh yeah, well now we're gonna be in a relationship. Ha ha.
Okay. Then all of it was happening the whole time.
A loser's love affair, if you will. God, how depressing. Just the fucking casticides just mashing their sad junk.
You know what the sadder part is after a little while with the other partner, they're going to be like, fuck, I could tell why you left.
Mhm.
Because everything that you hated about them is going to be the same thing that this new person hates. Come on.
Have you heard of Sean Diddy Combs and these rape accusations? Number 4 today. Number 4 in 3 weeks.
Is that more hits than he had as a producer?
He's being accused, this newest one, accused of gang raping and sex trafficking a 17-year-old schoolgirl when she was in the 11th grade.
Yo.
He was 35 and she has pictures of her on his lap, this kind of thing.
No.
Yeah, 17.
Have they arrested him?
It doesn't sound like it. It's the 4th allegation of sexual assault made against the billionaire music mogul in 3 weeks. Comes after he settled the first suit with his ex singer Cassie for an undisclosed sum after she accused him of years of rape and abuse. So he says, hey, quote, enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I've sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, all your names, my family, and for the truth. But
Okay.
he did settle that first accusation that I'll get into within 24 hours.
Probably hoping to quiet it up. If you want to do it fast, right?
And
yes, but what? Would you quiet something down that you didn't do?
I wouldn't. I really would not. I really would not. I'd put more light on it.
Is everyone a rapist?
Kind of.
Yeah, wonder.
Actually, it's really starting to look like that.
Isn't it like, are we supposed to be like shocking? Are you shocked anymore?
No.
17, she was drugged and raped by Combs, his longtime lieutenant, Harvey Pierre, and another yet unnamed person back in 2003. Combs, then 34, left her suffering, quote, significant emotional distress and feels of shame that have plagued her life and personal relationships for 20 years, of course. Jane Doe claims in the lawsuit that she was in high school and out with friends at a club in Detroit, Michigan. when she first met Pierre, the former president of Bad Boy Entertainment, who told her she was hot and insisted that his best friend and brother Combs would love to meet her. He then called Combs, put her on the phone with the star, who told her that she should fly to New York. She agreed to this.
You know why? Because in New York, 17 is legal.
She agreed to this, but alleges she was...
Is that true?
It is true because cops used to tell me when I was 17. But I'm sure it's just for his convenience. I'm just...
Yeah.
She agreed to this, alleges she was forced to give Pierre, who had been smoking crack cocaine, oral sex before they boarded the flight. Upon landing, she was taken to Daddy's house recording studio, that's what it's called, owned by Combs and Bad Boy, where she was plied with drugs and alcohol by Combs, Pierre, and a third assistant who had flown with her and Pierre. It claims that she was raped first in a bathroom at the studio by Combs, who removed her underwear and forced herself on her as she hung over a sink. While in the studio, Ms. Doe was gang raped by Mr. Combs, the third assailant, and Pierre in that order.
I wonder why they're keeping that third assailant quiet.
Right.
Were they
like, who do we think it was, you know?
Biggie.
I know. That's what keeps coming to my mind. I hope not.
Well, Mr. Combs was raping Ms. Doe. He complained that he could not get off unless she pinched his nipples as hard as she could.
Oh, now I think I know who it is.
Right.
Wait, 20 years ago was Biggie was already dead, no? Yeah.
Mr. Combs then watched as the third assailant raped Ms. Doe as she said to stop. After third assailant was finished, Mr. Pierre took his turn at raping Ms. Doe and then violently forced her to give him oral sex. She was choking and struggling to breathe. When Pierre finished, he left Ms. Doe in the bathroom alone. Ms. Doe fell in the fetal position, laying on the floor, her vagina in pain. The accuser says she could barely stand up. She was helped into a car, took her back to the airport. She has limited recollection of getting back to Michigan. And then there's three others. One of them,
please
of
read
course,
more.
that was settled. I think
I know. I was
point.
like,
but they're all sex trafficking. They're all gang rapes.
Dear Lord, I believe it. They're all the same story. Aren't there? I guess they were private planes. Aren't there like
logs?
Manifests
of who was on them?
Yeah. Doesn't every flight have a manifest?
Well, there's pictures. I mean, there's pictures, so they can't deny that you did fly a 17-year-old there. You're denying these rapes.
Lock him up. Lock him up.
He's never going to be locked up. Never. He's never. None of these people are. Cosby was locked up for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Maybe he'll get the Cosby eye, you know. Maybe karma will come for him.
God, that's all the karma we could hope for, is he kind of goes blind and then goes on tour.
Right.
Fuck.
Sean Diddy Combs, head of security, Roger Bonds, claimed that he jumped in to help Casey when he worked for Combs. That's the first girl, I believe, right? I'm not sure if it's Casey or Cassie. He said a video on Instagram. Bonds, who has diabetes, said he used his illness as an excuse to get away from working with Diddy. But in reality, he says, I was sick of you. He's saying this to Diddy through Instagram. I was sick of everything that was going on around you. I was sick of having to cover up everything you did. Combs adamantly denied all the allegations and settled the suit within 24 hours. Mr. Combs beat Casey, pushing her into, this is the bodyguard saying this. Mr. Combs beat Casey, pushing her into the corner of the vehicle and stomping on her face. The security staff, Roger Bonds, tried to stop the beating. Who's saying this? So somebody else is saying this. Mr. Combs' security staff, Roger Bonds, tried to stop the beating, but was unable to de-escalate the situation. It's not looking good for Diddy, is what I'm saying.
I'm sorry. The security couldn't de-escalate the situation. Security meaning de-escalate the situation or shut it down one way or another, couldn't stop Diddy from beating on a female, a 17-year-old.
I hear you.
I'm having trouble with all of this fucking bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, now he's trying to be like, I wanted to help. That's your one job.
I would be so embarrassed. I would be so embarrassed. I know that, like, you didn't do this, but I wouldn't be like, I was so there and was so crying later.
Well, he didn't report it then.
Right. I'd just be embarrassed. Just shut the fuck up. You are not a hero here. You tried to stop it. That's your statement. I'm not more mad at you than this fucking idiot Diddy. Ugh, even calling him Diddy. I don't want to call you Diddy, Sean. The fuck is going on? This is like daily something. Everybody I know can tell some fucked up story who has a vagina.
The lawyer for Combs said that the mogul's decision to settle was, quote, in no way an admission of wrongdoing. No, not in the least. You just give millions, cuz.
So what was it then?
Hey.
It was an A? Okay.
Hey.
I don't know. Yeah.
Respect our privacy. They said I did something. I paid them money, but that doesn't mean I did something. But he's got to be like, he pays, and then other women are like, oh, okay, people are speaking out, I'll speak out. And he's like, God damn it. That was like Cosby's thing. He paid it first, and then all the women come out. He's like, well, I can't keep fucking paying. So I got to act like it never happened. But I do think it says something when you're willing to pay with the first person.
What is people's response to this?
Say that again.
What is people's response to this?
I don't know. I didn't ask on the streets.
That's such a vivid story. And
they all are.
When people hear that their child even went through half of that, they scream murder. They will murder that person. That's why I'm wondering, like, do we even, I don't know, we hear about like the gun shooters, it's like massive shooters, rapes and whatever. And we're like, wow, that's fucked. We live in a fucked up world. Then we continue to eat our soup.
Right. Yeah, all the stories are gang rapes. All the stories are being choked out. Yeah.
Well, that's it. I am done hanging out with him.
I'm pleased.
I'm not going to say anything bad about him just in case he wants to hang out with me later and I want a music career.
I'm done listening to his incredible music library my Spotify Wrapped was all puffy, and now what am I going to do?
That Godzilla song, though, that was pretty good.
He did do a good job with Biggie, but listening to Biggie's lyrics now is like, holy shit. Fuck.
Yeah, but those are lyrics, not manifests of people getting raped on a plane.
No, they're not, but it's the difference between lyrics now and then is, I don't know, different.
Mm-hmm.
Does the world seem shittier to you, Myka, now that you're sober?
I mean, no. Actually, okay. Like the world, what do you mean? Like, does it seem like more tragedy?
Maybe.
I will say there wasn't a current war in the Mideast when I was drinking.
Right.
There was a pleasant apartheid that we could all abide. And then I sober up, and all of a sudden it's a problem.
Do you think it affects you being a comedian? Is there less drama in your life in general, and now there's less stories?
So like I mean, I'm not talking about my own personal drama on stage anymore. I'm talking about things that I think about and care about, which is actually a really positive shift. It's the type of thing that I went into comedy for, but didn't really have.
What do you care about?
The wealth gap, for one.
Okay.
That's funny.
It's, I mean, well, when you put it like that, Keith, you're right.
It wasn't as funny as your rape story just before. Thank you. But we'll find a way to tell the story.
But yeah, just, things that no, I am constantly concerned with the direction of capitalism. And I think you're right. There are no comedians who've ever been funny about, current events or philosophical positions. Bill Hicks was a fucking hack. Everyone knows he was the worst at it.
So you're fine. We don't have to worry that sobriety is going to ruin you.
No, I think it's made me, I'm less unhinged. I'm hinged.
Okay.
But in a good way. Like I think it's made me a better comedian for sure. Maybe not right now. Maybe I'm being very serious right now. You know, I guess I could just take my top off. But
Oh, I didn't mean to stop that. But are you? Oh, I had a question and then I lost it. But
side
are you
effects of marijuana.
are you planning on staying sober?
So I don't know. I don't know. Like I stopped drinking because I couldn't say no to cocaine. And so all of that was like really fucking my shit up. And I physically feel a lot better not drinking alcohol. But the thing I really miss is weed. You know, like I do think I got a lot of creative inspiration writing while I was on weed and stuff. But right now I'm 3 months off of that because I was like really relying on it in a way that was detrimental. So will I ever try that again? Maybe. I don't know how to like
You're
do that
afraid
with
starting the alteration in your brain will continue the alteration once out.
yeah. So they're like, it takes 90 days to get it like fully out of your system. I just hit 100 days. So
Wow.
it's out. It's pretty much out, you know, but like I'm gonna give it a while. My goal with alcohol was a year. I'm at a little over 10 months. So
Wow.
we'll see. Yeah.
That's great.
Wow, that's so difficult. Are
Yeah,
you
I was
going
just
through mood swings? Have you cried more? Have you been more emotional? Is it coming out in food or something else?
you know, I kept like a journal of like all of it was like everything I started, I'm like, oh my God, this is so lame. Don't write a fucking sobriety journal of this. But now I wish I could look back and be like and understand like what I went through. Like with the weed, I definitely went through like quitting that. I found I much harder than quitting alcohol. And it's probably because when I quit alcohol, I had weed to
Mm.
use to get me through it. And then when I quit weed, and there was no one left for me. So, so I don't know. Like I had crazy mood swings when I quit weed, and I would have like wild dreams. Like it really affects how you sleep. They both do.
Hmm.
So, but like I feel pretty stable now. Yeah.
Does Tim drink less? Does it bum him out?
It doesn't bum him out. He's been really supportive. You know, he does it. I think he has been drinking just because like you know, like I'm not out drinking, come meet me. You know what I mean? He still
Mm.
drinks.
Right.
Like I'm not stopping him from doing that, but like also he was working so much through a lot of this that he couldn't and just generally like but he still gets after it, you know.
Has
Good
it
for him.
affected your bank account? Because I
So
know,
it's
have you still not ever paid for Coke? Does Coke just come to you when you're drinking?
that's the thing is I was drinking mostly for free. I was
Okay.
doing coke mostly for free. Honestly, I barely even paid for weed. My uncle would send me so much for free. So all
Whoa.
these addictions like you
Would you
know, I
like
would
my address for your uncle?
he stopped he had to sell his he had an org
Had to sell
Wait,
his
what?
weed farm.
yeah, he doesn't want to live on his farm in Oregon anymore. So the farm and he did his last he happened to be that I mean honestly like his weed was kind of mid so it would like
Wow.
so
Wow.
it like give me headaches and stuff. Like he would buy these like really nice like seeds from Amsterdam, but I'm like, you're still an amateur farmer. So anyway, um, but
You
like,
sorry, you cut out a little bit. He had
oh
to sell it because the money just wasn't coming in, or what?
no, he was never doing it for the money. He's a retired doctor, and so he was giving it to like cancer patients in places where it wasn't legal, and he was kind of like hooking
Hmm,
them up. And then of course, you know, he smoked some himself and gave some to the family and stuff like that.
gotcha. All right.
But like I do like as far as my I don't know if I've saved money, but like because I also like it I got an online shopping addiction. It's like I always had that, you know, like all the different ways you can get like dopamine hits, but like especially in the beginning of the alcohol, I was online shopping like a psychopath.
That's funny.
So
So
it has to go.
you gotta find a way to get paid for comedy instead of drink tickets like Amazon tickets or something.
That I mean, oh, wouldn't that be fucking
Yes,
great?
it would be.
Wouldn't that be because that's the thing is like a drink ticket is worth like 10 or $15, you know, theoretically. And it's like I mean, fortunately, most of the gigs I do actually pay money,
No, good for
but
you.
but It'd be nice.
Can we
Get
go
that
back
drink
for a
ticket.
second?
Yeah.
Just because I don't know why. This is going to be a mistake. Okay. Atomic Wings is back and says, glad Myka knows Israel and is an apartheid state. Maybe Chemda could learn something. Why do you listen, Atomic Wings? Why are you here?
To teach.
Myka, that was not funny at all, your apartheid joke. I take back my laugh. I'm going to only learn something. But I don't know if you know this about me. I love genocide. So
I did know that because
Yeah.
I mean, you're a Jew.
yeah.
So obviously we all know that Jews love genocide, both being the victims and the perpetrators.
Love it. Love both
So,
sides. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it for the children.
Mhm.
Mainly for the children, if we're being honest, mainly for the children. Thank you, Atomic Wings. We just wanted to clear it up that I'm a monster and probably Jews are in general. Is that what I'm learning, Atomic Wings?
It sounds
Have
like
you-
Jews
Mike
are very
is a Jew,
sarcastic.
right? You know Mike is a Jew, right? Okay.
Have you been
Sorry,
denying
what?
that? Have you been like, or at least the beginning, very defensive of Israel? Is that where this is coming from?
I have been sent from what I think I've been saying is you all don't know shit.
Which is
And
very
you're-
likely true.
You all don't know shit. You're rah-rahing hashtag free Palestine as if you know what they're being freed from or what they're being pushed on. And you're just you're noticing the anti-Semitism in the street and you're just rah-rahing along with it. I don't think you know anything. I don't think you looked up anything. And this doesn't start at 1948. This doesn't start at 2023, October 7th. It hasn't started in any of the dates that anybody has brought up. These are two religious people. And also it's always Palestinians against Jews, not Palestinians against Israel. I don't even know if Americans know that Palestinians are Muslim because I don't know if they know what they've been saying about Muslims all this time until 5 minutes ago. Just shit like that. Shit like that. You don't want me to take a side, but like, yes, I was born in Israel. My parents live there right now. Most of my family lives there and they have bomb shelters as regular things. So, and like, there's this whole thing like Israel is stronger. So they're the ones who are the assholes. Like explain it to me and then I can understand more. But all this, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, you're an asshole. Okay, explain it to me. And then I'll agree that I'm an asshole over here in New York, you're all trying to start fights outside of these two countries, which I think is the most horrific part of these conversations.
Yeah. I was like, well, the most horrific part is the death.
Yeah.
But then outside of that.
but like I said, I like genocide. So
right.
Horrific.
Do you get nervous being in New York City, Myka?
As a Jew, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, no, this is one of the most Jewish areas in the world, right? Okay. New York has
I just mean with protests. Yeah. Who knows?
I mean, you know, only that like I can't get across the street to get Wendy's or whatever, you know, like no, I'm
sure Wendy's.
generally not like you know, no, I'm not like afraid. As far as I know, the protests haven't been too anti-Semitic. Most, you know, like I'm sure there is some, but like I don't think that's like the general thrust of what's going on. The general idea is that people want everyone to live safely, is the goal. But I don't know
when Hamas was elected by the Palestinians, I think that was 2006, elected by the Palestinians, they threw their opposition off the roofs. Off a roof.
Well, it shows you care.
Yeah.
Stand up for something.
Yeah.
Give a shit. By the way, speaking of goals, can I mention this? We made our Kickstarter goal, Chemda.
It's perfect timing, Keith. Yay!
That's right. The Kickstarter ends today. Literally, it's the final hours right now.
We're going to Kickstarter our opposition off a roof.
I'm going to quickly read some options that we have there. The only way to get a ticket to this Sunday's final silent trailers.
By the way, if you don't like what I just said, don't worry. I'm done March 7th.
Players will be Myka Fox, Kenise Mobley, Carmen Lagala, and Liz Mealy.
Ooh, that's fun.
You can only get the ticket through the Kickstarter. You know that. You know that. This is what I get riled up about. A 24-hour marathon starting February 3rd. Another year of Keith and the Girl. 5 episodes a week. These are some options. The entire marathon audio and video sent to you a week before the offer is out to the public. Sponsor a Keith and the Girl episode in 2024. Name the marathon after you or someone you love. Personal game night you can have with Heather and myself. Fuck it. We'll both do it. But there's so much. Get all the information right there before the rewards run out. KeithAndTheGirl.com/kick. Again, thank you so much for your support. And this is the final hours to be part of it. All right. Myka Fox, you want to download her podcast? Great Hang with Myka and Tim. It's fantastic.
Check us out on YouTube too. Subscribe to us there. Leave comments, leave reviews. Subscribe to our Patreon. We just put up we do a show that we do monthly at the Gutter. Next one is January 14th. And you can see the last one we just did on Sunday with Bobby Condon. You guys knew Bob and Sam Evans. So check that out. I got the audio.
I will check. Thank you.
Was I breaking up?
No, I barely noticed. Myka, it's great to see you. Thank you.
A little bit, but the information came in. The Gutter, Sam Evans, Bobby Condon. We got it. We got
everything we need. We got everything we need. Myka, great to see you. Thank you so much.
It's great to see you guys. Thanks so much.
Holy shit. Why do I read that? Why did I read that? Why? I needed to talk about Gaza again. I needed to talk about Hamas. Oh my God. So the show is done. We're still alive. But like, to answer your question, I think I was more yelling about Hamas because I think the Palestinians and the Israelis are having a hard time. And it's Hamas's fault. Let's see. Just wanted to say, people are very excited that you were on the show here. Ryan V has 5 years dry on the 18th this month. Congratulations. Nice. And I just wanted to say, everyone's listening, thank you for supporting the Kickstarter. It's time to do some work. We have the marathon February 3rd that I hope Michael will be a part of, but we're going to see you for silent trailers, I love this lineup. I love this fucking lineup. Yeah. All right. See you there. Click